Welcome back to the Chicago Bulls franchise, everybody. We're 5-13 on the year so far. Last episode we went 2-6, and two of those losses were games that I wanted to focus very heavily on, that being Andre Lorbeck's first career start and Brandon Ingram's return to New Orleans. Both of those games we lost, and both of them felt like we had ample chances to win, but our porous defense just shot ourselves in the foot. It's hard to win when you're giving up 23s a night, and right now it seems like an uphill battle to even hold our opponent to 15 three-pointers. There's still plenty of time to turn this season around, but if we're going to do it, the three-point defense is priority number one. This is going to be more of a sim-heavy episode, as I'm looking to get past the Christmas Day game against the Heat, and possibly even further. I'm realizing that I might need to speed this series up because this team has a long way to go. But we're going to kick off episode 30 with a simulated game on the road against the Nuggets, and we lose by 13. An encouraging performance, though, again from Andre Lorbeck. 15 points, a three-pointer, 4 steals. We follow that with another embarrassing home loss to Miami. Andre Lorbeck had a very similar performance to his last game, this time with 9 assists though. And 20 games into the year, we have officially lost 3/4 of our games, and we suffer our first injury of the season. Coby White will miss 2 to 4 weeks with a hip injury. Check this out, the Charlotte Hornets are looking like one of the best teams in basketball this season at 17-7. We have a chance to gain some momentum back against these guys. A win here would be big, and they're missing one of their best players in Brandon Miller. But it doesn't matter, as LaMelo Ball and company look like a serious young squad. Another double-digit loss for us, and the Hornets at 18-7 I think are the best team in the league. And it just keeps getting worse and worse. We failed to hit 100 points yet again, and Brooklyn, a team that I believe we are way more talented than, wipes the floor with us. And to no one's surprise, the Warriors, who are still a very solid team, hold us under 100 for a 4th straight game. I try to show you guys as many interesting box scores around the league as I can, and check this out from former number 1 pick Matas Buzelis. A career-defining game against the league-leading Hornets, 49-12-7. And the Suns have a chance to be a lot better than they were the last 2 seasons if Matas is his superstar. This here is one of the matchups that I had on my radar going into the season. The Lakers traded Anthony Davis to Houston for the number 2 pick, who they hope to be their big man of the future, Cavante Kennard. Today we get to see them face off for the first time, and Kennard wasting no time dunking over AD for his first points. Now he battles for that offensive rebound and bullies home that jam. He's blocked there by AD. He's no slouch on defense, and he gets the post bucket on the other end. Fast forward to the 4th quarter, still a close game. Paul George is a Rocket as well. He hits that 3, and the Rockets lead. But this young Lakers squad is defying expectations. There's a cross-court dime from Malachi Branham over to Kennard. He's having the best game of his career. Put back jam off his own miss. 1-point game. He's got the ball again. Hook shot over AD. Missed. Rebound Davis. But here's another chance for the Lakers. Malachi Branham fading away. Taking the lead. 25 seconds to go. Can the Rockets respond? Jalen Green fouled hard by Kennard. And the free throws are good. One final chance. Are we heading to OT? Kennard ends it! The game winner over the guy he was traded for. And an instant classic at Crypto.com Arena. The Lakers pull off the upset over the star-studded Rockets, who are struggling so far, 9-15 on the year, while the Lakers are 15-11. And the big man out of Ohio State did not shy away from the occasion. 30 points, his career high to this point. Meanwhile, let's check on AD's stat line. 7 points on 1 made field goal. He was manhandled by Cavante, and the Lakers seem to have gotten a good one. Here's another interesting development. The Boston Celtics don't seem to be that same dominant team that won banner number 18 2 years ago. Jalen Brunson, Jordan Poole, and the Knicks put an absolute beating on them in MSG. Brunson had an eye-popping 47, 8, and 15, and Jordan Poole, the sidekick, made it an 81-point night for the Knicks backcourt. And did you think the Rockets-Lakers game was crazy? Well, take a look at this box score. This might be the craziest thing I've ever seen in the sim. Charlotte and Minnesota traded body blows in a double overtime thriller that saw the Hornets win by 158-157. A ridiculous triple-double from LaMelo Ball. 45, 14, 21 assists. 10 of 13 from three-point range. One of the greatest games in history. And it's just barely enough to beat out a 65-point performance from Anthony Edwards, where he hit 13 three-pointers. 2 guys from the same draft. Edwards obviously taken first, Melo taken third. And they both put on a show tonight. And this is the type of games that start a rivalry, and I think we might be seeing a new one between Melo and Ant-Man. But that wraps up a wild batch of stories around the league, and that leads us back to a depressing Bulls season. We're 0-6 in this episode as we head into a date with DeMar DeRozan and the Toronto Raptors. And for this game, I wanted to player lock with Mace Gadzarich. I've placed him back in the rotation. He will be playing 15 minutes a night approximately. I feel like I've put him in timeout long enough. Now I want to give him another chance to up his god-awful stats. I think his skill set will make him a fun player lock, and hopefully we can hit some threes with him because that is supposed to be one of his strengths, and it has not been so far in his career. He subs in with 5:50 to go in the first quarter, and he immediately gets a rebound. Dribbling it up the floor, that's something he can do. Kevin Huerter tries a 3, and it's through. Last year, the Raptors acquired him from Sacramento in a trade that involved OG Anunoby. Now Lorbeck and Gadzarich running the two-man game, and the finishing issues will not go away. You've got to make something like that. But there's a great pass to a cutting Dalen Terry. Incredible vision there from the big man. No good from Huerter, and another rebound for Mace. Nice outlet pass there to Cole Anthony. I noticed the little things now that I'm playing as a single player rather than a whole team. Cole Anthony with the drive and score. Now Mace Gadzarich cutting to the basket. Gives it outside to Howard, who swishes the triple from the corner. Up by 9 in the first, here's Grady Dick. And the rebuilding Raptors are now giving him quite a bit more playing time. Here he is again, wide open for 3. 23-20, Lorbeck. A strong drive, earns free throws. Only 1 of 2 good. Grady Dick, fouled by Gadzarich on the closeout. It's really easy to do that. And Grady makes us pay with 3 free throws. Here's Gadzarich running point. Zips it to the corner for Anthony. He gets it back now. Now he fires to the other corner for Dalen Terry. No good. Gadzarich crashing the glass and earning a pair. I've noticed he puts so much zip on his passes, which is great, but I've noticed he puts so much torque and wind-up on his passes that it takes him forever to release the ball, as he gets burned defensively by Dario Saric. Now he has a mismatch. Grady Dick, no chance. Gadzarich punches it home. Second quarter now, and Gadzarich already with 6 points and 5 rebounds. Lorbeck will shoot and make it. His rating isn't the best, but it's nice to see him make as many three-pointers as he's made so far in the played games, as Grady Dick burns us for another jumper. Gadzarich gets Saric in the air, gives it out to Terry, and that would have been a nice assist if he had made it. Saric trailing for a 3, 31-30 now. Pretty interesting to see him go up against Saric, as they're very similar players, as Klingen scores down low. And Gadzuric completely lost on defense and bailed out by Donovan Klingen. Now he's taking Saric one-on-one and can't finish. That was the right idea there, but man, we gotta work on that. Gadzuric in transition, driving on Dick, hangs in the air for the finish. He actually has some sneaky athleticism. He's not some total slowpoke out there. And that's another one for Grady. Klingen putting the ball on the floor, a nice take from him. 37-33. Gadzuric running the pick and roll, and tried to thread the needle, and he threw it right to Pascal Siakam. Pat Williams with a nice block from behind there. And they call timeout with 7:36, and Billy Donovan subs Mace out of the game. He will come back in with 4 minutes to go in the second. Guarding Pascal Siakam right now, that is a recipe for disaster. Gadzuric, well defended, but he gets his own rebound and puts it in. Close game here. Chicago leads by 1. Gadzuric hits Anthony on the backdoor cut, and the floater off the glass. There's Judah Mintz. He has struggled with his jump shot so far after entering the league. And good defense from Gadzuric. The hustle. He dives out of bounds for the ball. And it's Raptors' ball. He could not save it. And he should not have dived for that ball. That would have been Bull's ball if he didn't touch it. Here is Scotty Barnes with the fadeaway jumper to end the first half. Bulls on top by 1 point. And Mace didn't have a perfect half, but he was all over the floor making plays. 10 points, 9 rebounds off the bench. Can't ask for much more than that. 7:40 to go in the third, and we're back in the game as Grady Dick and Andre Lorbeck trade three-pointers. We're tied at 61 here. Scotty Barnes walks into the calm mid-range jumper. Andre Lorbeck gets around the fellow rookie Mason Holt and gets the soft finish to go at the rim. Barnes with the blow-by leaves Gadzuric in the dust. He's guarding Gadzuric here. Gadzuric wants to take him. The drop step and the finish over 2 defenders. That's what you like to see. And we're out of the game, and we do not come back, and we lose by 7. I was curious to see how much he would play in that second half. I was thinking he was playing more than I was expecting him to in the first. Turns out he hit his minutes maximum very early on. But I had a lot of fun playing with him, and he did quite a bit of damage in 17 minutes. 12 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And all that talk about his finishing issues, well, he shot 5 of 8 today. That's encouraging, and he didn't take a single 3. Hopefully we can get the 3 working for him soon, but as of now, he's just looking to get back in rhythm. But I think this game has earned him back the backup center role. But it's going to be a 7th straight loss for our Bulls. We just could not contain Grady Dick, who torched us for 23 points. And we are now 5-20 on the season. Just pathetic. It's really frustrating that last year we ended up overperforming, being better than we were supposed to be, and then I ended up having to tank the last 10 or so games of the year just to get a decent draft pick. Then we get screwed in the draft lottery. And this year, we are way worse than I thought we were going to be, and we don't own our draft pick. I wish the years were switched around, and this was the year we were overperforming, but unfortunately, that's just not the case. But oddly enough, it kind of feels good to not have to worry about tanking. A loss should be frustrating. It shouldn't feel good. Last season was really draining because being incentivized to lose and trying to lose is kind of the antithesis of the reason I'm even playing this game. But this year, as the losses have just been piling up, they feel like nothing more than just disappointments. And that's really what they are. Thankfully, though, our next game is against maybe the one team in the league who we can say is on our level of terribleness, and that is the Vancouver Woodsmen. But with a recent winning streak and our recent losing streak, even they have leapfrogged us in the standings by half a game. Ahead of this game, I've decided to call up our two-way guard, Justin Powell. He's a true 69 overall, but I really like his ratings, and I think he has the chance to be a legitimately decent bench player for us. I think his mix of three-point shooting, solid playmaking, and athleticism make him a perfect replacement for the injured Coby White. I don't plan to have him in the rotation just yet, but I do plan on giving him garbage time minutes if the opportunity arises, and just try to give him a chance to show us what he's got. But this upcoming game against the Woodsmen is a game that I originally planned to just play off camera for my own enjoyment, but it ended up being pretty significant, to a point where I couldn't just not show it. So I ended up saving some clips from the game. They're at a lower frame rate, so I apologize for that. But let's jump right in. Woodsmen wearing their retro Vancouver Grizzlies-inspired uniforms as Lorbeck delivers the dime to Mace Gadzarich. These two rookies played against each other in the Spanish Liga ACB, and you can see they're quickly building some chemistry as teammates. Now here's the halftime box score, and look what we have here. Jaden McDaniels is locked in on the offensive end. 20 points, a near double-double at the half. We'll see what his final stat line ends up being. First play of the third quarter, Brandon Ingram dives for a loose ball. Kevin Porter Jr. ends up with it, and Ingram clutching his wrist, still down on the floor. And this is the last thing you want to see happen to a struggling team on a 7-game losing streak. Our best player and our $138 million man looks to be injured pretty seriously. And luckily, it is just a sprained wrist, and he will miss the next 1 to 2 weeks. At the end of the day, we dodged a bullet. On the bright side, it'll be an interesting test for the young guys to try to hold down the fort without their lead scorer. So now we fast forward to the fourth quarter, where we lead by 6 with 4 minutes to go. Here's J-Mac from the corner. Bullseye! Give him 30! And we will cruise to the victory. MVP chance for Jaden McDaniels. He needs one more, and he's got it! A career-high 40 points for Jaden McDaniels. And we win by 16 to end the losing streak. I'm really impressed to see these guys pull it out without their best player, and especially for a guy who struggled on offense, underperformed last year, it's really nice to see him put it together in this game. And as a cherry on top, another strong performance from Mace Gadzarich, 14 points in 22 minutes. Well, I already called up Justin Powell, and it looks like I'm going to have to call up another guy. Branko Todorovic will join the big league squad. We picked him with our third and final first-round pick. Neither him nor Icot Lucas have made their NBA debuts, but with the season already pretty much lost, that may happen soon. Replacing B.I. in the starting lineup for the time being will be Dalen Terry. I also moved Andre Lorbeck back to the bench after Coby White went down because we need a backup point guard. Lorbeck should move back into the starting lineup as soon as White gets healthy. And off the bench, I figured this would be a good time to give Justin Powell his first minutes. And that leads us into our next game against the Magic, which ends up being another frustrating loss. We own the Orlando Magic's draft pick, so it benefits us to beat them in order to improve our lottery chances. And we were 1 minute away from a sure victory. We were up by 7 with exactly 1 minute to go. And what happens? The Magic come all the way back And Paolo Banchero hits the 3 at the buzzer. That is so bad. And that puts us at 6-21, heading into a matchup with the Rockets on December 20th. And that one is a 31-point loss. At least Mace Gadzurich played well, though. I mean, he has 20 points, a career high, 5 of 11, 4 of 6 from 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. But it seems like he wasn't very good on defense, as Jalen Green went absolutely nuclear on us for 49 points. The trio of Green, Jabari Smith Jr., and Anthony Davis outscored us all by themselves. And now it's the Wizards' turn to beat us. Jaden McDaniels had another good game, but Washington narrowly beats us out. Alright, at this point in the season, let's take a look at the standings in the playoff picture. The Hawks and Hornets are currently battling it out for the title of best team in the league. What is this, an alternate universe or something? But Philly and Milwaukee are not far behind. Cleveland is still in the picture. And the Miami Heat, led by Cody Williams, are definitely one of the best stories in the league right now. And the Pistons have cooled off a little bit since their hot start with the injury to Cade Cunningham, but they look to be right in the playoff picture as well. And surprisingly, the Boston Celtics are in the play-in tournament right now. They're at 500 dead on. It seems that losing Malcolm Brogdon was really a back-breaking blow for them. Also underperforming are the James Harden Orlando Magic, and the Indiana Pacers were supposed to make some noise with the addition of Alperen Şengün in free agency, but unfortunately, Tyrese Halliburton has suffered a season-ending injury, and the Pacers are near the bottom of the East. And somehow, we sit below all of those teams, dead last in the conference, 6-23. As for our draft pick, the Magic are currently 14-15 and at the bottom of the play-in. For our sake, hopefully the rest of the season continues to be a letdown for them. Over in the West, it's the two teams that battled in the Western Conference Finals last season. The Grizzlies and Spurs are atop the West. And there are a lot of teams that are very close to 500 in the West. At this point, it seems like the East might be the superior conference. But Sacramento's had a nice start to the year. The Jazz have surprisingly been a solid team. And the Lakers, Rockets, and Suns are all right around 500. The Rockets and Blazers, the two teams that made big moves for superstars in the offseason, initially came out struggling. The Blazers specifically dealt with an injury to Kawhi Leonard, but that all seems to be over with now as both teams have won 4 straight. In other news, the Nuggets have completely fallen off a cliff. They're 14-20, and OKC, with all their talent and even the addition of Javon Boston, are still number 14 in the West. And that leads us into a Christmas Eve matchup with the Phoenix Suns. I plan on getting through this game quickly, probably a mix of Simcast and playing the game, but I wanted to get some highlights because we've never played the Suns before, and it's Christmas Eve. There's Patrick Williams getting the scoring started for us. Dalen Terry, he's coming off a 20-point game against the Wizards, and he scores there. The Suns are cold out of the gates, haven't scored in over 2 minutes. And there's KD throwing it off the backboard there. We scoop it up. Clingan, long strides for the dunk in transition. There's Clingan getting another easy look. 8-2. And KD steps into the mid-range J. That's what he does best. Bradley Beal fouled on a 3, hits 2 free throws, then receives a nice delivery from the point guard, Devin Booker. There's Andre Lorbeck, turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness. What a tough shot. I'm still impressed with the amount of difficult shots he's been hitting, given his not great ratings. As Devin Booker scores, and Jaden McDaniels will answer off the nice feed from Anthony. Anthony feeds Lorbeck. He is dealing so far 4 early assists for our starting point guard. Jet Howard puts it in place for the Mace Gadzurich layup. That jumper good from Amari Bailey. He was on our Summer League team a couple years back and was playing well for us, but then he got scooped up by the Suns right afterwards. Then he gets rejected by Dalen Terry right there. And he and Howard just ate that shot up. It looked like they combined on the block right there. Great defense. Lorbeck taking advantage of the size mismatch. Gives us a lead, and we keep it through the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Up by 7 here, we re-enter the game. Lorbeck still guarded by the 6-foot-tall Saban Lee. You know what that means. Barbecue chicken alert. 13 points for Andre Lorbeck. Matas Buzelis hits the pull-up 3 off the screen. He is continuing to cook this season. Now a nice feed from Justin Powell, the two-way player, hitting a cutting Lorbeck from half court. And there is Matas Buzelis again. Post hook shot from Andre Lorbeck. He's got a lot of different finishes in his bag. Buzelis again. He is so dangerous. And Lorbeck and one. Saban Lee cannot hold him. Here's Amari Bailey. Tough finish through contact. And now they're attacking Mace Gadzarich in pick and roll defense, completely out of position. And Nerlens Noel, now the starting center for the Suns, scores easily. Gadzarich scores on the other end, and now he has it again. Fires to Powell, corner pocket 3. And we're up by 9. Andre Lorbeck trying to get one last bucket in. Back to Powell. Now Terry tries and hits. 0.7 on the clock, and we lead by 12. This is the best this team has looked in a long time, and we're doing it without Brandon Ingram. Andre Lorbeck has been picking up the slack. 21 points at halftime. He looks to be poised for the best scoring game of his young career. And Jaden McDaniels continues to be very good offensively, following him with 13. Meanwhile, no one on the Suns has gone completely hog wild yet. They've been spreading the ball around, but no one has completely caught fire yet. But we got to be careful about Matas Buzelis. He's 3 of 5 from range. He spins around Williams and McDaniels and goes coast to coast for the score. What a move. And then Williams dunks on him on the other end. Booker, over the shoulder finish. That is advanced. 67-57. Anthony, drop off to Klingon. Here is Booker, Beal, Buzelis. Another 3. Lorbeck is out there to start the second half. That is a pretty move. He can't finish, and he hits one free throw. Kevin Durant, clamped down by the seatbelt. Jaden McDaniels. Couldn't even get any separation there as Klingon gets an easy layup. Here's Lorbeck with the spin move, driving on Beal and finishing with the left hand. Anthony gives it to him, and he slams it down. Third quarter running out. Now the fourth quarter, and we still have a lead on the road in Phoenix. 5.5 to go. We're still in the lead. Andre Lorbeck has been fantastic, and we hold on for the 15-point win. And I think that just goes to show how good of a team we are when Andre Lorbeck is at his best. Mace Gadzarich also had a great game, hit 2 threes. The defense looked much, much better, and honestly, I think that's because I started switching more. I used to think that switching worked a lot better in real life than it does in 2K, but in this game it worked really, really well, so hopefully that adjustment will lead to some more consistent defense from this team. I think a lot of things have to go right for this team to win consistently, but it's really encouraging to know that Andre Lorbeck has that second gear where he can just turn up the aggression and start looking to score first rather than always make the right pass. That was one thing I had a little bit of doubt on when it comes to the Luka Doncic comparisons, but a game like this early in his career, makes me feel a lot better about him reaching that potential one day. And would you look at that? We just held the other team to 6 made threes all game. I don't remember the last time I saw a number that low. But hopefully we can do that again the next day, as it's now Christmas in Miami for what is honestly a joke of a matchup. Why are we in the Christmas Day schedule? Hopefully one day 2K will actually have the logic to schedule games between actual top teams on Christmas. But the Heat are obviously without Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, and they've now replaced him with Cody Williams and a bunch of other young talent, including Bronny James Jr. Here he takes the first shot for the Heat and makes it. Now Dalen Terry will drive baseline and miss the attempted poster. But last year, that Bronny versus LeBron game where Bronny got injured, that was some of the most fun I've ever had watching a CPU 2K game. Jonathan Kuminga is also now a member of the Heat, and he scores inside there. Now Clingan guarded by Kuminga, and he twirls for two. Kuminga coming off a 22-point game, as it's a nice Euro step from Jaden McDaniels. Here is Cody Williams with that over-the-shoulder finish. Just flipped it up and in. That is incredible touch from the sophomore, as Clingan tips in the missed jumper. Here's Tyler Hero. Sinks the 3-0 but net. He has become one of the most prolific scorers in all of basketball, now that he's the #1 guy in Miami. There he misses the 3, and Goga Bitadze gets the rebound and hits one shot at the free throw line. Fade away off the dribble mid-range jumper from Williams. He just consistently impresses. Clingan dunks it over him reverse style. Now Andre Lorbeck with the rock, throws it over his head to Clingan. That is a perfect placement pass. There is Goga Bitadze with the hook shot. He gets a chance to be a #1 starting center this year with the Heat. Justin Powell hits the corner 3. He has instantly become one of our best shooters since joining the squad, as Goga blocked, gets it back, and slams it in. 18-17 Miami. Lorbeck drives, drops it off to Jaden McDaniels for 2. Now a turnover from McDaniels. Here is Kuminga going all the way for 2. Now Cody Williams running the pick and roll and finishing through contact. This guy might be a superstar in a few years. He looks so confident with the ball. Justin Powell again. Another 3. And the pass intercepted. Mace Gadzarich gives it to Powell. He thought about another. Now he gives it to Lorbeck. That 3 off the rim. Tied at 22. Here is Derek White with the lob to Williams. Now Gadzarich, Euro stepping to the rim, scoring over Marcus Workman, the rookie. Cody Williams, always under control, scores the layup. And that 3 good for G.G. Jackson. 29-24 Miami. And that shot missed and put back in by Mark Mitchell. And that will conclude the first quarter, as we're down by 3. I wanted this to be the featured game of the episode, so you will see all 4 quarters of this game. Here is Clingan as he's fouled by Goga Bitadze. Hits a pair at the line. He has got 12 quick points. Now 14 as he spins to the rim, out of the post. Now Clingan finishes inside again. 16. Derek White, no good. Dalen Terry with a long outlet pass. Anthony spins right and scores it over Isaiah Joe in transition. An 8-0 run for Donovan Clingan and company. There is Goga Bitadze ending the drought for the Heat. And Clingan with a monstrous offensive rebound and putback. He is playing with a pep in his step right now. 18 points. A steal for Justin Powell. And he goes all the way for the two-handed jam. He's got 8 points. Now he gets burned on defense, but he recovers and blocks it out of bounds. He looks like he's having fun in his first Christmas game. There is Dalen Terry knocking down the long 2, and Clingan receives a pass from Anthony. Another dunk, and give him 20 points. And Bitadze scores off the assist from Tyler Hero. Now Hero feeds Kuminga for the dunk. Now McDaniels has Kuminga on his heels, draws the foul. That's the 3rd on Kuminga. And J-Mac hits a pair. McDaniels, and one! Another foul on Kuminga, and McDaniels is locked in on the offensive end. Herro hits the long triple. Now Dalen Terry with a finish using the length to get leverage there. McDaniels off the drop-off from Lorbeck. He scores again. Terry inside the line. He hits the shot, though. He keeps doing that. Bronny James 3 rattles home. Lorbeck scoreless, but with 7 assists. Now he's looking for his first points, and he gets it there. He loves to operate out of the post, a lot like Luka Doncic. And there is Herro with another 3. Lorbeck gets his own miss, but cannot finish. 61-46, a dominant second quarter for the Bulls, but there's a 3 from Omaha Biliew. Now a dumb transition take foul on Terry, leads to a free throw, and Herro makes it a 4-point possession. Major swing in the Heat's favor, as we're still up by 8 going into halftime, but not the greatest end to an otherwise great quarter. A dominant first half, though, for Klingon, 9 for 9 from the field, and Jaden McDaniels continues to be very good on offense. We have not been very dangerous from outside, though, and Justin Powell is the only player on our team to hit a 3 so far, which is why he's been getting more minutes than I initially intended him. He's just been flat out good. I mean, he's got the steal and the block. He's definitely going to continue to get significant minutes in this game. Tyler Herro has been chucking up 3s. He's hit 4 of them. Cody Williams perfect from the field. As a team, we are perfect from the free throw line. I would have expected the Heat to have a lot better interior defense than they've had so far. But if they're going to keep on giving us easy looks, we're going to take them. Here we go in half number 2. Cody Williams starts with it. Jumper misses. That's his first miss of the day. But G.G. Jackson gets it back. No good. Tapped back in by Goga Batadze. He has been an absolute menace on the boards. There is Jaden McDaniels with the nice putback. Now he gets it here and drives for 2. He's got 17. Cody Williams, the finish over 2 defenders. Now he has it again, and he's blocked by Jet Howard. I've been seeing some improvements on defense from Jet Howard, which is nice to see, as McDaniels with another score down low. Williams continues to get inside and do damage. A spinning score from Dalen Terry there, attacked early before the defense could get set. Tyler Herro answers. Now Howard, scoreless on the day, he still is after the missed wide open 3. Herro the other way. He throws a long lob to Williams. This kid is crazy good. I'm calling it. He's going to make at least 5 All-Star teams in his career. Jet Howard with the hoop and the harm for his first points of the night. He's fired up, but he can't hit the free throw. 71-66, Klingon in transition, can't get it up and over Jonathan Kuminga. He makes the rejection. Now Williams swishes a 3 off a screen. He can score from all 3 levels, and now the Heat trail by only 2. Jet Howard hits a pair at the free throw line after he's fouled, and Williams gets it to go again. It's not even just the fact that he's scoring, but the way he's scoring tells me he is really, really good. And there's Justin Powell with another triple. He's got 11. 76-71. Powell with the ball again. Gets inside. Driving kick to Jet Howard. The 3 is good. Gadzarich now out to Powell. Heat check. No good. Now here is Derek White. 3 off the dribble. Bottoms. And it's 79-74. Gadzarich cannot finish over Derek White. Now Powell, a sweet pump fake, attracts the defender and drops it off to Anthony. Minute to go in the third. Now he finds Howard in the corner for 3. Excellent vision from Powell. Now Anthony hits Powell on the cut, and he gets the finish. 13 points. He has been giving us really good minutes. I knew I had something special in him. As the third quarter comes to a close, we're up by 11. Here is Jonathan Kuminga getting the fourth quarter started with a 3. Cuts our lead to 8. Here is Pat Williams off the pump fake and the finish with the left hand. Jonathan Kuminga missed the floater. GG Jackson hustles for the second chance bucket. Now Powell, you bet! 16 points for Powell. And he's getting fourth quarter minutes here. Lockdown defense there from Patrick Williams getting the block on Hero. Williams finds Gadzarich. Corner 3 is good. That was the first time I've ever hit a 3 in a game with Gadzarich. Now he dishes to Powell for the layup. Powell looks like a legit NBA player as Marcus Workman converts on the 3. Now a turnover from Gadzarich. Hero hits Kuminga. And Gadzarich got all the way back to take the charge. That's number 5 on Kuminga. As Powell gets to the block and hits the left-handed shot. 20 points on Christmas for Justin Powell. As Jonathan Kuminga scores inside. Still a 13-point lead for us. No good from Williams, and it's put back in by Goga. Andre Lorbeck earns a trip to the line, where he hits both. We maintain the 13-point lead as Williams hits Kuminga. Beautiful ball movement from the Heat there. Klingon is forced to hoist it up at the end of the shot clock. Thankfully, we get the offensive rebound, and the pass is intercepted. Klingon still has not scored since the second quarter. Cody Williams, a 3 and the foul. And he's fouled by Patrick Williams. Cannot make it a 4-point play, though, as Klingon reaches back for an impressive block shot there. Miami still hanging around, though, as Bronny James swishes a triple from the right corner. 195. Williams off the pass from Powell, and it's good. Powell has been finding the open man all day long. It's Kuminga scoring there. Now Lorbeck attacks Bronny James for the score and the foul. And he hits the free throw to make it 106-97. There's Bronny with the pull-up J. McDaniels will drive past Hero, draw a foul, and hit 2 free throws to give him 21 points. 3.5 minutes to go. Goga Bitadze with the score as McDaniels beats Kuminga to the rim, and he's forced to foul his 6th of the game. He's out of there. He's replaced by GG Jackson as McDaniels misses that free throw. 109-101 as Williams misses that 3. Here is Lorbeck. Around the screen from McDaniels. Hits Powell. Pump fakes, gets to his spot, pulls, and hits a 3. He has 23 points. Here is Bronny. No good, contested by Klingon, and GG Jackson is there. 112-103, 2 minutes to go. Pat Williams lowers his shoulder and draws the 4th foul on Cody Williams. Both free throws good for him. Kobe guarded by Pat. Tough scoop finish. But we keep a sizable lead. It's going to take a lot for the Heat to come back from this, as now Lorbeck is hitting threes. Powell tries again. That one off. But a good look there. Every shot has felt like a good shot for Justin Powell tonight. There's Bronny hitting the 3 in transition. It's a 7-point game. It's not technically over yet. Lorbeck to Klingon. Misses the layup. He still has not scored since the second quarter. 117-110. Hero to Williams. Corner 3. Good! 2-possession game now with 35 on the clock. And they give it to Justin Powell. Free throw 1 good. What an incredible Christmas coming out party it has been for this young player. The second free throw. It's good. And it's a 6-point game. And Powell will finish with 25 points as the Bulls are going to walk away with the win. And who else to get that final rebound but Justin Powell. Back-to-back victories on back-to-back days. And both wins had a lot of good things to take away. I think no matter how the rest of the season goes, these two games are going to be remembered as bright spots from this season. And I can't believe I'm seeing this right now. Justin Powell gets the player of the game, quite frankly, by a landslide. I already thought I had made a good choice signing him as a two-way player, but he has surpassed the highest of expectations. 25 points, 7 assists, a steal, a block, 5 three-pointers in 29 minutes of action. I don't think we can expect that from him every night, but man, he looked really, really good tonight. McDaniels had another really nice day scoring on the interior. Donovan Clingan barely did anything in the second half, but still finished with 21. Also saw some nice plays from Jet Howard, and Mace Gadgerich hit a 3. He didn't do all that much else though. But it was definitely fun battling Cody Williams. He looked really, really special. He did not look like a second-year player, and I really do think we're going to be battling with him for a long time. The Heat made 16 threes, but they took 56 of them, so that averages out to a pretty good percentage, at least defensively speaking. The only other Christmas Day game this season was Warriors versus Magic, and the Splash Brothers showed they are still going strong. They combined for 15 made three-pointers and 79 points for another classic Christmas Day outing. And after that game against Miami, I had told myself I'd seen enough. I wanted Justin Powell to be our starting shooting guard until Brandon Ingram recovered from his injury. But that was short-lived because Ingram fully recovered the very next day. So unfortunately, we won't get to see him in the starting lineup. Brandon Ingram is back. But with Coby White still out, Justin Powell will still get some minutes from the bench. And I'm still giving him a hefty amount with 20. Our next game, we take on Boston in Brandon Ingram's first game back from his injury, and he looks great. He's got 38 with 7 minutes to go, and our defense has continued to look good. Ever since we made that change to a switch-heavy defense, it's been night and day. And we get revenge on the Celtics for that opening day loss. But how about this? Justin Powell with another awesome game. 18 points off the bench. 7 of 7 from the line. So he wasn't just shooting, he was making plays. He was driving inside, drawing contact. I know it's still only a few games, but we might be looking at a Linsanity run here with Justin Powell. Alright, he did not look very good in this next game against the Jazz where we lost really badly. He goes 1 of 8. Also, not a very good game for Mace Gadgerich as well. He goes 2 of 11 with 5 turnovers. Unfortunately, after those 2 really good wins in a row, we come crashing back down to earth here. And unfortunately, it looks like those kinds of games are probably going to be the exception rather than the rule for the remainder of the season. I think this season is a little too late to save. But honestly, who knows? I think crazier turnarounds have happened before in the NBA. We're 9-23 as we enter the new year, 2026. We have one more game against the Jazz in December, and then we kick off the new year with a date with the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks. That will be a fun one, and I think I'll probably decide to play it. I think this episode was fun to go through a lot of games really quickly, including both simulating and getting some highlights from games without playing the entire time, and then also having that featured full-length game at the end of the episode. I like the format of this one, and I'm hoping to do some more of these in the future of the series. But I think that's going to be it for episode 30 of the Bulls franchise. I hope you guys are still enjoying. I really appreciate those who are still sticking around. There's definitely a lot more exciting moments to come. As I mentioned earlier in the episode, I really think it's probably going to be a good idea for me to speed the series up and simulate more with each episode, because I don't know how long this is going to take to turn this team from a bottom feeder to a championship contender. I started this series really wanting to focus on immersion and following all the storylines I possibly can around the league, but doing it that way has made me realize that it's a very labor-intensive process. And at this point, it kind of feels like a race against the clock, because I am on NBA 2K23, and if you don't know, 2K is going to turn off the servers for 2K23 at the end of this year, which is what they do for every past game. They keep it going for a year later, and then they shut off the servers. And that will not allow me to play this franchise anymore. I'll be locked out of it for good. At least I think so. I don't know for sure, but to be honest, I don't really want to risk it. But another big reason I'm reflecting and evaluating how this series has gone and how I want to do it going forward is because, obviously, with NCAA 25 or College Football 25 coming out, that's something I want to do on this channel. I want to diversify the content and bring a new series to you guys. I've been just as excited about that game as everyone else has been, and I bought the game, I've started to play it. I've never had a college football video game before. I've never done a dynasty mode, and I've been taking this first week of release to kind of learn the mode and learn how to recruit. And eventually I want to turn that into a YouTube series. I think it's going to be one of the coolest things ever. I think the amount of support and nice comments that I've gotten on this Bulls series has told me that there's a market for the type of franchise gaming content that I do, and I really appreciate that, and I think I can translate that to college football in a way that's going to be a really rewarding watching experience and also a rewarding playing experience for me. But anyway, I know I'm rambling. I am very excited to bring a new series to you guys in the near future. It's going to be a dynasty, maybe a Road to Glory too, we'll see, but I've narrowed down my school options to a few teams. If I want to take the route of a struggling Power 5 school, I think my top choice is going to be the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. It would be really cool to return them to the dominance that they once had when football was in its early stages. And then, of course, I'm also considering the ultimate challenge of rebuilding a small group of 5 school. And my top choice for that route would probably be the University of Texas El Paso. So in all likelihood, my YouTube series will probably be UTEP or Georgia Tech. For anyone still watching now, I was hoping to get your feedback in the comments of which one you want to see. But yeah, I just wanted to announce that. For any of you who are super invested in this Bulls franchise, I'll still keep it going. Don't have to worry about that. I'm looking forward to continuing to see what happens in Season 3. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Would really appreciate if you liked, subscribed, left a comment, whether it's about the Bulls series or a potential college football series in the future. Would love if you could recommend me to a friend as well. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.